The day has come where rappers, producers, artists, your favorite R&B singers, doesn't matter who it is, anyone in the music field will no longer be required because they'll be replaced by machines. I'm going to tell you how. Stick around.
Pokeball, go!
I first want to start by saying y'all ain't ever got to worry about that shit with me. I will never in a million years be replaced by a machine, and a machine could never do better than me, as well as anyone using this plugin will never in their life even come close to the skill level and the talent that it takes to actually be able to make melodies, to make producing and composing your entire music and beat from scratch. They'll never be able to have what it takes to do that. So the point that I want to get to is that you ain't ever got to worry about me being replaced by a machine or a robot. But I will say that some of these other people, you do got to worry about that. But you know why you don't have to worry about it with me? It's because I make real music, my guys. Real music. You never got to worry about me getting some cheap ass gimmick or some cheap ass bullshit ass plugins or something that are going to come and replace the actual talent and the raw skill that it takes to be able to create music. Now, I'm talking about this plugin called Melody Sauce, if you didn't know. And I'm doing a little small peer review for my guy, Mr. Different TV. I like your channel, Mr. Different TV. I've actually been checking out your videos and checking out some of your tutorials and whatnot for quite some time now. Sorry, somebody keeps calling me. I'm having to call him back. I've been checking out your stuff for quite some time now, and I'm actually on the verge of clicking dislike on this video. This is the first video I've ever on your channel even wanted to dislike, but I'm not. It's for the sake of, I'm not going to just try to push somebody down. I'm more for pushing people up and then giving them constructive criticism. So I gotta say, I'm very disappointed in you for recommending this plugin to your audience, because it is a cheat code. It is gimmicky. It should actually be illegal, and you know it, and that's why you did name it so good. It should be illegal, and that's why you have cheat code right there in the freaking in the hashtags of the video. But we're not going to talk too much about what exactly is going on in your video. We'll get into a little bit of that later. For now, we're going to talk about what Melody Sauce is for those of you that are just tuning in to my channel and you're like, what the freak is going on here? So ultimately, this plugin is called Melody Sauce. It's a plugin that allows you to generate melodies using artificial intelligence. It literally will take, you click a few knobs, twist a few knobs, click a few things, and it will make a whole melody for you in the proper scale and everything. But the melodies aren't that great. They're not amazing. They're not something that you're gonna just fucking top the top producer with, or you're not gonna be the next Ryan Leslie with this, or the next Dr. Dre or anything like that. But speaking of those producers, they're legendary, and they would frown on this style of making music. You know why? Because if you walk up to them and you sit next to them and you hand them a piano and you hand you a piano, you're gonna sound like shit. You're gonna sound like a toddler pressing random keys on a goddamn keyboard, and it's gonna sound like trash, while they're gonna be making some wonderful masterpieces. And that's the point, is that your fans can come up to you if you use this plugin and they can ask you to make them a dope beat right there on the spot, and you're going to make some trash and you're going to be exposed, and it's like you're catfishing. You're catfishing everyone else to make them believe that you actually made these melodies or whatever. But I guess it doesn't matter to those of you out there who already sample anyway, because sampling is pretty much doing the same thing as this, stealing another artist's work. And no, June, I'm not talking about you. You're in a completely different caliber than these other people out here who are sampling. You actually make changes to the sample. You change the genre of the sample altogether, and on top of that, you actually add your own melodies to it. So I'm not talking about you. And if any of you make and you sample like that, then I'm not talking about you either. If you sample like my boy June, then I'm not talking about you either. I am talking about those of you that just steal a sample from somebody that put in the hard work of learning how to make these melodies, going through years and years and years of learning music theory, and then you fucking take that shit, cut it, a piece of it, and slap it on your beat, throw a fucking filter on it and say, oh, whoop-de-doo, and fucking throw some kicks and hats on it, and hi-hats and all that shit, and claps, and then say, I made this beat, look at this, hey world, check this out, I made this, and drop it and be like, you produced it. You didn't produce shit. All you did was throw a couple claps, snares, kicks, hi-hats, 808s on it, and call it a day. And anybody can throw that on there. Anyone. Day one, a person can jump on any of these music production programs and throw hats, snares, claps, da-da-da. All you guys did was just take the short route, take the quick shortcut. And you know, taking shortcuts doesn't get you anywhere. It makes you have to take steps back because you missed a bunch of key important information along the way. And what did you miss along the way? You guys are probably wondering, what are they missing? Music theory. If you have not learned music theory, please go learn it now. And you're probably like, I don't need this. I don't need to waste the next 2 to 3, 4, 5 years of my life learning it. Bullshit. It's completely wrong, and I'll tell you why. Music theory is so important. It typically takes a musician 2 to 3 years to begin learning proper music theory and able to grasp it and understand what is on scale and what is out of scale, or in scale and what is out of scale. It takes a while before they're able to master and understand all the different scales. I understand it's a lot of scales, and to be able to memorize all that and get a feel for it, get the muscle memory for it, is not exactly easy to do. Just being honest, it's not exactly easy to do. But I will say this. After you take that time and you put in that time, I've been practicing music. I've been making beats for probably the last 7 or 8 years and making music. And I gotta say, for the first 3 or 4 years, I'm just clicking around blindly. My shit sounds like trash. I'm wondering why it sounds like trash. And then I stumbled across music theory. And I gotta say, after actually learning music theory, what ends up happening, I become great at making beats. I can make a melody in less than 5 minutes. I can make a whole beat in 20 minutes that sounds dope, that will shit on anybody out there using this Melody Sauce plugin. And I can guarantee you that. And I can guarantee you, if you learn music theory properly and you properly learn how to compose all of your work from scratch, then you also will be able to shit on anybody using this Melody Sauce crap, or anybody that does not know music theory. You'll even be able to shit on people that are sampling. And that's 9 times out of 10. Just want that to be understood. Now, I want to say it actually is cheating in a sense. In a sense, I know you guys are like, hey man, dude, you sound really salty, triggered, angry about this. Look, man, you gotta realize this is undermining all of the years and years and years of work that it takes for people to become great at something and allowing them to be good at once. Can you imagine if Bruce Lee spent his whole life training, learning to fight and everything, and fuck shit up, and then somebody can go grab a fucking suit and put it on, and it automatically gives them 1,000,000 years of training? That is bullshit. Could you understand how Bruce Lee would feel? He'd be like, what in the fuck? Like, this is bullshit. This is not even the same caliber. We shouldn't even be in the same category. And that's the point I'm getting to. Those of you out there that are using this plugin, you're gonna end up making the whole entire music scene oversaturated with bullshit ass music that you didn't make yourself. And then you're actually trash at making music. So now you got trash artists trying to stand in the same brackets as artists that are actually dope and actually talented and have a skill and a gift at this, and actually put the hard work and time and effort into actually learning. You got people that ain't putting no time in, not a day of their life they even know how to do hard work, and they're here just stealing other people's work and calling it their own. And that gets me to this point. These melodies you're making, these beats you're making using this plugin or using samples, they're not your beats. They're not. And I'm gonna tell you why. This plugin might, I'm just speaking on a might, it could or might have a backdoor in it that every time you generate a new melody, it sends it to a system inside of the creator's computer or database, and they store that information there. So when you drop a beat now, they're gonna hear that beat on the radio and they're like, hold up, we have that here. Let's check if that melody matches in our system to see if our plugin generated that melody. And then they find out that they generated that melody with their plugin, their artificial intelligence that they coded themselves, and then they're like, I'm taking that ass to court. I'm gonna sue you. I'm taking all that money. I made that melody. It's my work. You just sampled it. And that's what I'm telling you, the hot water you could be placing yourself in. Do you see where this is going? It's just pretty much you're catfishing those that you're presenting this music to. You're saying, hey, I made this music, but you really didn't make anything of it. You just click and drag and drop something. And it gets to the point where we're at the point where if a producer doesn't need to know how to do melodies or know how to produce or mix or master, and you got something that artificial intelligence that can do it all for you, the day will come when machines will begin rapping and singing and sound better than actual people. And that takes the fun out of it. Don't even lie. That takes the fun out of it. You cannot deny that. I'm just throwing that out there. You cannot deny that. I could give a shit whether you disagree with me or not, because if you disagree with me, you probably are a trash artist that doesn't understand integrity. This takes the integrity out of your work. If you are a trash artist like that, hit the dislike button. Let me know. I want to see how many trash ass people out there this is going to reach, and how many of you are going to be triggered by me speaking facts, telling you the truth straight to your face. And that's just it. I'm looking you in your eye, telling you the truth. All you guys can say is that everything is sampled, blah, 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 blah. The everything is sampled argument is so overrated, because if you think about this, you're telling me that if I didn't make this kick myself, or this note myself, or this hi-hat or clap or snare myself, that I sampled it from somewhere else. That is true in a sense, but I would say this: when you learn music theory, you learn mixing and mastering properly, you are able to manipulate waveforms. You can take a fucking glass bottle and make a damn 808 by blowing in it. You can pluck the glass bottle and have a hi-hat or a snare. You can clap your hands and have a clap. You get what I'm saying? And you can manipulate those waveforms to create your own sounds. So technically speaking, yes, it would be sampling in a sense, kinda, if you use someone else's one note. But that's to say this. That's saying that if you use an instrument at all, a musical instrument, if you didn't develop that musical instrument and invent it yourself, then you sampled, which is absolute bullshit, right? I know I'm right. I know I am. That's all I gotta say. I know I'm 1,000,000% correct in that theory that I'm giving you. Because it's also to say this: if you use any DAW, any DAW, if you use Ableton, After Effects, Pro Tools, any of those, you're sampling because you're using their program. Hell, you're sampling because you're using Windows or Mac or Linux or Ubuntu or whatever. You're sampling because you're using that. See what I'm saying? Those arguments don't stand. It's bullshit. So that just blows that out of the water. This plugin is cheap, ruins the integrity of music, and it's absolute trash. It's for garbage people, it's for trash people, it's for people that have no talent, no skill, don't know how to dedicate themselves to working hard and learning how to do music theory or how to properly make music. I would say this: any person out there can learn to make proper music. I have seen a video, and I'm referencing this video. I'm not sure exactly what the name of it is called, but there was an autistic kid who had part of his brain shut down, and he was blind and partially deaf. And this man played the most beautiful piano music I've ever in my life heard, ever in my life. And he could play two pianos at once. He's sitting here with one hand here, the other hand over there, like on the opposite side of him, reached out like this, playing, like literally playing two different pianos at once. Anybody can learn music theory with time, dedication, and focus and consistency. You consistently do something over and over and over. You have no choice but to get better. That's the truth. And the problem with a lot of new artists and why they're starting to rely on these bullshit ass plugins and shit is because they think that working on the same project for 10,000 hours is going to make them get better. It's not. You have to get the experience of making 20,000 melodies before you actually start to make good melodies. You have to get the experience of making 1,000 projects or 2,000 or 3,000 projects before you start to make projects that are good. You'll have 1,000 projects and maybe only 20 of them will be good at first. And then next thing you know, you learn the secrets and you learn the music theory, and it instills itself in you muscle memory. So now out of every 100 projects now, you got 20 of them are good. And then it's gonna become every 100 projects, you got 50 that are good. Then it becomes every 100 projects, 95 of them shits are good. And then it becomes every 100 projects, 100 of them shits are good. And that's how it works. You have to keep on grinding, keep making projects, discard the old trash. If it doesn't match it, if it doesn't reach up to par or your standards, discard it or leave it in a folder or something. Come back to it later. I guarantee you, you make a beat today, you make a beat tomorrow, you make a beat the day after that, the day after that, the day after that, the day after that. That last day, I want you to go on the last day of that week and listen to all the other beats you made earlier the week. In that week, you're gonna think the ones you made near the end of the week are multiple times better than the ones you made in the beginning of the week. And that's just how it works. See, these people are taking all the hard work out of music and making it something that anyone in the general population can actually access or use. And I want you to know that that just oversaturates things and makes it harder and harder and harder and harder and harder for real raw talent to make its way out. If you got all this bullshit fake, if you have a lake and at the bottom of the lake there is like 10 million rocks, but there are 30,000 diamonds at the bottom of that lake, right? Typically, what would happen is that a person would walk by, look in the lake, see through the water because it's clear, and reach down and pick up a diamond and say, this diamond is the one I want to use to marry my girlfriend with, or the one I want to use to do whatever with, or I'm going to take this one and go make money with it, or this is the one I'm going to shine up and polish and make into something. And that's what record labels and other artists and fans do typically, right? But then, so you take that same lake that's got the 30,000 diamonds at the bottom and the whatever million stones and rocks on the floor. And then you take all these trash ass artists and let them take shits in the lake. They piss in the lake, they kick around all the dirt and they're just squirming and swobbling about. What do you think is gonna happen? You can't see the diamonds at the bottom no more to be able to pick them out and see where's the real actual good shit. You know what I'm saying? You might reach down and accidentally grab a turd and pull that shit out. You might reach down and grab an electric eel and shock yourself or some shit. You get what I'm saying? So the point is you're oversaturating, you're muddying up the water, you're making it unclear who's good and who's bad because you're gonna have a million other people making these trash ass melodies. And then the only way to find out if they actually are legitimately skilled or talent is to watch them do it live or to pull up on them in person and ask them to do it right there in front of you. And that to me is ultimate bullshit. Ultimate bullshit. I know that most of you that are actually talented musicians and talented artists that watch this video are going to agree with me because I'm speaking with a passion. I'm speaking from my soul. I'm speaking from the heart, straight up. I don't give a fuck who this offends. I don't care who don't like what I'm saying. Fuck it. Fuck them. I don't care. Get good. Get better at making music. Take the time and dedication and learn the proper ways to go about this shit. Stop being lazy. Stop taking shortcuts. Stop thinking that you can just take a shortcut to the top. It's not like that. Because if you take a shortcut to the top, you're going to make it and then you're going to fall off the next fucking day or the next week or the next year. And no one's going to ever hear from you ever again. They're not even going to give you a chance again because once you make it and you fall out, people are always going to remember you as that person that fell off and they're never in their mind, they're not going to accept you coming back on. And that's how it works. So learn the proper ways to do this shit so when you get there, you can consistently make hits over and over and over and over and over again. You use this plugin, you make one hit that's dope by accident, people are going to tell you that you're a one-hit wonder. They tell anybody that comes out with one song that's, you know, their first song out, they made it or whatever, that they're a one-hit wonder. You're gonna try to make another one, it's gonna be trash. You're gonna have to make 1,000 other ones until you finally find the settings or you finally get the accidental artificial intelligence to do what you want and make the type of melody that the people are looking for. You might have a certain style of music that you can't even generate what style of music it is because this artificial intelligence don't fucking know what you're trying to go for. You know what I'm saying? Imagine you need a sad guitar type shit. You got artists come to you say, hey, I need a sad guitar type beat. You throw that shit on and the artificial intelligence try to do it. The artificial intelligence tries to play the guitar like it's a goddamn piano, which sometimes it's not a problem, but it's not gonna sound the same. So then ultimately you're gonna be a one-hit wonder, you're gonna fall off, etc, etc, etc. I'm not gonna rant on and on about this shit all day. I'm just gonna say that the reason why this is something that we should all look down upon is because it takes the hard work and the struggles that many of us great musicians had to go through it takes it and undermines it and tells us it doesn't matter, because now you got people that are going to try to jump in here and try to say that they're dope, and they're going to start getting full of themselves and thinking that they're actually something. You fucking aren't nothing. You're using this plugin. And no, I'm not talking about you, Mr. Different TV. I like your channel, I like your shit, but I am sorely disappointed in you, my brother. And I honestly wish that you would redo a new video telling people that maybe this is not the way to go, because honestly, look at that face. Look at this man's face right now. He like, I don't know what, I know what I just did. Like, bro, you literally might have just fucked up. You might have just fucked up and made a mistake. I'm just saying, my personal opinion though, is just an opinion. Nothing is stated in fact. You know, it's not anything, no hard feelings, none of that shit. I still fuck with you, still love you, still like your channel, but hey man, I can't believe this shit. And he said something in the video that I wanted to get to real quick. He said something along the lines of, let me just play the video real quick. I think it was something like, I don't want to be in the dinosaur age, or I don't want to be left behind.
I don't want to be in the dinosaur age. I'm moving with the future.
I don't want to be in the dinosaur age. I'm moving with the future. The thing I got to say about that is this, bro. I got to answer you real quick. If you don't want to be in the dinosaur age and you want to be in the future, like he's saying, like Mr. Different is saying to you, what you need to do is learn music theory properly. 2 or 3 years of your life is not going to kill you. It's not going to hurt you. You're going to be so happy that you actually learn, because when the time comes and you actually have to fucking like put on a show or actually showcase your talents, you'll be able to do it. And on top of that, you might not be able to make a melody in 2 seconds like this freaking plugin can, but you'll be able to make one in about 2 or 3 minutes. And that is not a lot of time. I know most of you sit there for an hour or 2 hours or 3 hours or 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours a day, 2 days trying to make a beat or something. I'll tell you this. When you get good enough at it, it's only going to take you 20 minutes to make a beat, and that's with you not even rushing. You're just so used to doing it and going through with the flow and the motions, and you know exactly what needs to be done. What's the next step? You learn the order of operations of music. That's what we're going to call it, the order of operations of music. It is not you just sitting there and just trying to figure out what's the next step I should do. No, you learn the order of operation with music, just like with math. Order of operations, the same thing. So if you take the time to actually learn, you will ultimately end up being able to produce shit and make stuff that's lit and dope and fire like that. And you can be proud. You can stand tall and be proud and feel like you are actually something without thinking you need this fucking plugin or you need this. You know what I'm saying? You need this other thing to make you sound good or to make you work well. And I gotta say this, my entire album, I made my entire album in 3 weeks. Producing all of the tracks from scratch. Should I say producing or should I say composing? Because that's what I did. I composed every single track from scratch, recorded, wrote my music, recorded, mixed, mastered, did everything all myself, and did the album artwork, and did all the promotions myself, and put it out. In 3 weeks, 2.5, 3 weeks. It's all it took. So I'm telling you guys the same thing. I'm not bringing it up to brag. I'm bringing it up to tell you, you can have the same exact results, if not better, if you stick to it and learn music theory properly and take the time to actually learn. Because this is one thing I might have said already, I'm not sure if I did. If you learn music theory on a piano, if you want to jump over to the next instrument, guess what? The same music theory still applies to these instruments. It's the same thing with those instruments. Music theory is the same across the board. So you learn with the piano, then now when you listen to somebody playing the saxophone over there, you can say that is out of scale or that's off key. You listen to somebody singing, you can say that is out of scale, that is off key. It is across the board. It will make you a better everything. A better singer, better rapper, better pianist, better jazz instrument, woodwind, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Everything. It will make you better all across the board. The only thing it won't help you with is your kicks, snares, claps, and all that. It won't help you with that. Well, it might actually. I don't know. It might. I just always been good with it. So I didn't never learn anything about kick, snares, claps, and stuff like that with music theory. I kind of just learned on my own as I went about. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, I've been talking the fuck out of you guys' head. I just want to say I do not approve of this shit. I don't fuck with this shit. I don't like this shit. And I don't think you should either. If you got any integrity to your music, if you got any integrity to you as a person, I don't think you should fuck with this shit. It's your boy Kai Ninja signing out. Make sure you guys hit the thumbs up button on this video. Subscribe to the channel. Cut notifications on. I do live streams all the time. I do uploads. You're going to want to hear it when I drop my music. I do giveaways based on who knows the lyrics to my shit and etc, etc, etc. A bunch of stuff like that. I'm not going to sit here and continue rambling on. Stay sharp, Shinobis. Take care of yourselves. Stay healthy. Stay happy. Peace out. And I hope you've been enjoying the tunes, because whether you knew it or not, it's all been my music you've been listening to. I don't play nothing on this channel made by anybody else. I don't sample shit. It's all created by me. So I'll see you all later. Thank you for tuning in. Peace out.